A farmer had 5 female pigs. Times were hard, so he decided to take them to the county fair and sell them. At the fair, he met another farmer who owned 5 male pigs. After talking a bit, they decided to mate the pigs and split everything equally. The farmers lived 60 miles apart, so they agreed to meet halfway, then find a field where they could let the pigs mate. The first morning, the farmer with the female pigs got up at 5 a.m., loaded the pigs into the family station wagon, and drove the 30 minutes to the field. While the pigs were mating, he asked the other farmer, "How will I know if they're pregnant?" The other farmer replied, "If they're lying in the grass tomorrow morning, they're pregnant. If they're in the mud, they're not." The next morning, the pigs were rolling in the mud. So he hosed them off, loaded them into the family station wagon, and proceeded to try again. This continued each morning for more than a week. Both farmers were worn out. The next morning, the farmer was too tired to get out of bed. He called to his wife, "Honey, please look outside and tell me whether the pigs are in the mud or in the grass."
"Neither,"
yelled his wife.
"They're in the station wagon, and one of them is honking the horn."
A guy was walking through the Sahara Desert, desperate for water, when he saw something far off in the distance. Hoping to find water, he walked towards the image, only to find a little old man sitting at a card table with a bunch of neckties laid out on it. The guy asked, "Please, I'm dying of thirst. Can I have some water?" The old man replied, "I don't have any water, but why don't you buy a tie? Here's one that goes nicely with your shirt." The guy shouted, "I don't want a tie, you idiot! I need water!" "Okay, don't buy a tie. But to show you what a nice guy I am, I'll tell you that over that dune there, about 5 miles down, there's a nice restaurant my brother runs. Go over that way. They'll give you all the water you want." The guy thanked him and walked away towards the dune and eventually disappeared. 3 hours later, the guy came crawling back to where the old man was sitting behind his card table. The old man said, "I told you, about 5 miles over that dune. Couldn't you find it?" The guy rasped, "I found it. They wouldn't let me in without a tie." Walter took his wife Ethel to the state fair every year. And every time he would say to her, "Ethel, you know that I'd love to go for a ride in that there helicopter." But Ethel would always reply,
"I know, Walter, but that helicopter ride is $50, and $50 is $50.
Finally, they went to the fair, and Walter said to Ethel, "Ethel, you know I'm 87 years old now. If I don't ride that helicopter this year, I may never get another chance." Once again, Ethel replied,
"Walter, you know that helicopter is $50, and $50 is $50.
This time, the helicopter pilot overheard the couple's conversation and said, "Listen, folks, I'll make a deal with you. I'll take both of you for a ride. If you can both stay quiet for the entire ride and not say a word, I won't charge you. But if you say just one word, it's $50. Walter and Ethel agreed, and up they went in the helicopter. The pilot performed all kinds of fancy moves and tricks, but not a word was said by either Walter or Ethel. The pilot did his death-defying tricks over and over again, but still, there wasn't so much as one word said. When they finally landed, the pilot turned to Walter and said, "Wow, I've got to hand it to you. I did everything I could to get you to scream or shout out, but you didn't. I'm really impressed." Walter replied, "Well, to be honest, I almost said something when Ethel fell out, but you know, $50 is $50. A 90-year-old man goes for a physical, and all his tests come back normal. The doctor says, "Fred, everything looks great. How are you doing mentally and emotionally? Are you at peace with God?" Fred replies, "God and I are close. He knows I have poor eyesight, so when I get up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, poof, the light goes on. When I'm done, poof, the light goes off." "Wow, that's incredible," the doctor says. A little later in the day, the doctor calls Fred's wife. "Betty," he says,
Fred is doing fine, but I had to call you because I'm in awe of his relationship with God. Is it true that he gets up during the night and the light in the bathroom goes on? And when he's done, the light goes off?
Oh, heck!
exclaims Betty.
He's peeing in the refrigerator again!
For decades, two heroic statues, one male and one female, faced each other in a city park. Until one day, an angel came down from heaven.
You've been such exemplary statues,
He announced to them.
that I'm going to give you a special gift. I'm going to bring you both to life for 30 minutes, in which you can do anything you want.
And with the clap of his hands, the angel brought the statues to life. The two handsome figures approached each other, a bit shyly, but soon dashed for the bushes, from where shortly there could be heard a good deal of giggling, laughter, and shaking of branches. 15 minutes later, the two statues emerged from the bushes with wide grins on their faces.
You still have 15 more minutes,
Said the angel, winking at them. Grinning even more widely, the female statue turned to the male statue and said,
Great! Only this time, you hold the pigeon down and I'll do my business on its head!
A blonde and a brunette are spending their day off together at the local lake. Since they're alone, they decide to go skinny dipping and enjoy the beautiful weather. After frolicking around for 30 minutes or so, they decide they've had enough fun. Just as they emerge from the water, two buses pull up, parking right in front of them. Shock and horror, the buses were full of men from the local church which they both attended. With nowhere to hide and their clothes out of reach, the blonde tries desperately to cover her private parts, then dashes for cover. The brunette instead covers her face and runs after the blonde. As they get out of view, the blonde says,
Gosh, how will you ever face those men in church now? You didn't even try to cover your womanhood.
to which the brunette responds,
Well, I don't know about you, but those men only recognize me by my face.
There was a woman who wanted to repaint her house, so she called the contractor and set an appointment to meet with him. When the contractor came to her house, they do a walkthrough, and he asks her what colors she would like. As they enter the living room, she tells him that she would like a nice, warm cream color. The contractor writes something down on his pad, then walks to the window and yells,
Green side up!
The lady gets a little confused, and they continue to the dining room where she tells him, I would like a nice warm white in here, nothing stark. The contractor writes something down on his pad again, then walks to the window and again yells,
Green side up!
The lady is really confused now, but she still does not say anything. They continue to her bedroom, and she says, I would like a nice, cool, relaxing blue in here. The contractor writes something on his pad and again walks to the window and yells,
Green side up!
The woman is now totally perplexed and says to the contractor,
3 times I have told you the color that I want, and you write something on your pad, then you walk to the window and yell green side up. What is going on?
The contractor replies,
Well, if you look across the street, I have 4 blondes laying sod in your neighbor's yard.